Welcome to Real Time, Florida Sportsman. This week we're fishing the offshore waters of the south section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. It's time to find the shortest route to the hottest bite. We scan Florida Sportsman's regional forums for the best fishing reports, then travel to make real anglers our local guides.
Give me some of that!
Together we let you in on secret spots and hometown moves.
That's what I'm talking about!
Oh yeah, she's done for now.
This week we're fishing the south section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We got stuff for deep drop and sword and pelagic, so I'm super excited.
We gotta be able to kill something, I would hope.
We're taking the Triton deep and we're daytime sword fishing.
Get him in there. Yes, that's how we roll.
All coming up on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. I'm really excited for this trip down here. I'm fishing with Chip Sheehan, aka Chip's Ahoy Charters, in the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We're actually gonna be running south down off of Fort Lauderdale looking for these daytime swordfish. Okay, so this requires some specialty gear, I'm not gonna lie. The Triton is loaded down. This thing's got 85 gallons of fuel on it, a couple hundred pounds of ice, more Yeti coolers than anybody should ever own. This thing is just packed full of stuff. We got Penn, big international rods, we got stuff for pelagics. The amount of gear on this boat is incredible. All right, first thing in the morning, Boynton Inlet, Boynton Beach, where we're at now. Chip Sheehan, Chips Ahoy, southeast section, Florida Sportsman Forum. We're gonna fish down the south section today. What do you got planned for us?
Oh, we're gonna head out the inlet and head towards the swordfish grounds down there, towards Fort Lauderdale, Pompano Beach area, and hopefully catch some mahis on the way there or on the way back, and maybe do a little bit of tile fishing in between, and hopefully catch a sword.
Oh, that'd be sick on the bay boat. We got about every rod that Penn makes on here. We got the electrics, we got live bait loaded up. You got the bait ahead of time. We got the stuff for deep drop and sword and pelagic, so I'm super excited.
We gotta be able to kill something, I would hope, with all the arsenal we have.
If they're out there, we're gonna find them.
That's it, man. Looking forward to it.
Bait in this area is huge, a lot like many of the sections of the forum. These guys take their live bait serious. These guys have giant pens, in their backyards that are holding bait. They'll pay over $100 a dozen in the wintertime for goggle eyes. Chip had some bait lined up for us. He had some in some pens. He had some buddies that sell bait. We loaded that Triton's wells full of bait in preparation for finding something on the run out. So after we get the boat loaded, we headed out to the inlet, and this is a little unique. We're leaving out of the southeast section of the Florida Sportsman Forum. We're leaving out of Boynton Inlet. But talking to Chip, the best sword grounds in this area for daytime are off of Fort Lauderdale. So we're gonna make the trip down to the south section of the Florida Sportsman Forum and set up and do a daytime drift looking for big swords. You're gonna cross a lot of water getting to where we gotta get. There's a lot of chances of coming across some debris. Our plan was to look for some floating structure, hopefully find a dolphin or two. Wouldn't you know it, on the run out, 500 feet of water, we find some structure. All right, so running out to the sword grounds, we found this edge. You said keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
We find a board.
I know.
Chances of dolphin being on that?
Absolutely. I
So
hope,
just throw some chummers out there?
Yeah, we're gonna throw some chummers and see what we can find, But the nice thing is the edge happened to be going in the direction that we're headed to the swordfish grounds. So, you gotta run alongside of an edge when you see it like that, that's for sure.
Let's see if there's anything on it.
All right.
So getting onto this structure, Chip thinks it's a great idea. He takes a handful of pilchards, sacrifices a few as chummers, and it doesn't take long and some dolphins show up. This is when you bring the trout rod out. If you have the kids on board, these are a lot of fun. These are just babies. We want to let these ones go. This is probably just a couple months old. The fastest growing fish in the ocean right here. God, look how beautiful. What do you think? Keep moving along?
I think we need to keep chugging along, up the rip and find something else. See what else.
Well, I caught me a fish.
I caught me a baby.
That was fun and all with the dolphin, but I know what we have ahead of us. We have a 30-mile run in a bay boat to get to these swordfish grounds, so we point the boat southeast and make the run off of Fort Lauderdale. So this daytime swording requires some specialty gear, obviously. You're fishing in 1,700 feet of water. We're using these internationals on electric. A lot of guys will actually hand crank these and have electric assist up, but we're gonna fish electric today. You're fishing 10, 12 pounds of weight at 1,700 feet of water. Let me tell you, it takes a while to get that weight off the bottom. These are big rods, they're specialty rods. We're using 60 to 80 pound braid to get these things to cut through the water to get the weight all the way down to the bottom. And today we're gonna be fishing with dolphin bellies. These guys rig these bellies off the dolphins, put skirts in front of them, You know, and they use a light to attract these swords. So it does require some specialty gear, but once you've done it once or twice, it actually is not that bad of a setup.
This segment brought to you by Mercury Marine, celebrating 75 years of marine excellence.
All right, just got out here to Sword Grounds off of Fort Lauderdale.
Yep.
How deep are we?
We were about 1,740 feet.
All right, what you got there?
This is a dolphin belly that we rigged up to drop down, the purple skirt on it. Got 3 lights on this rig, Pen 130, filled with 80-pound braid, and we got a 12-pound lead we're gonna put on it and try to go down there and catch a sword.
Let's see, let's do it. Drop it, I'm ready.
All right.
Big mama.
This is it's a 150 foot, 250-pound wind on. We got our lights about 15 feet apart, 3 lights.
And those are just held on by rubber bands?
Yeah, so you can wind through it when you have the fish on. We're gonna go ahead and start headed to the north to drop. We're gonna drop the bait going with the current. Ready?
12-pound weight he's got right there to get ready to drop down.
Go ahead.
And I'm just heading due north. And how much line are you gonna let out here?
We're gonna let about 1,200 feet out, and we're gonna turn back around and drive back on it. We're almost to bottom here now. Probably about 100 foot off the bottom, 200 feet off bottom. We're gonna find bottom, touch bottom, and then bring it back up 100 foot.
And I'm still in gear, motoring south.
Yep. Key thing is you just want to keep that line dead off that rod tip, straight up and down.
So this is a 2-man operation. You got one guy driving the boat constantly into the current, and you got the other guy watching the rod tip. Now this is a real subtle bite. You gotta imagine, you could probably got 1,800, 1,900 feet, 2,000 feet of line out by the time you compensate for the scope of the line. You have 150 feet of leader, with 10, 12 pounds of weight holding it there. And these swordfish will actually come up and smack at this bait. It could be the most subtle tap on the end of that, 100-pound rod that you almost don't even think you have a bite. Chip's saying driving's the key, keeping right over top of the bait's the big thing, Boat handling, this really requires 2 people.
Now you're controlling how the bait is presented by the way you're driving, how fast the bait's going, how slow it's going.
So we get our bait down to the bottom. And fishing 1,700 feet of water, you pretty much just want to fish 1 rod. There's way too many chances of getting tangled to fish 2. So pretty much once you get your bait down to the bottom, it's just a waiting game. So this is really why Chip was saying he fishes out of Fort Lauderdale down here. We ran down from Boynton, because you can see this, bottom contour. They like this contour. It creates eddies and underwater and I guess bait congregation. So you can see, this whole way is just contoured. What's interesting is if you look up here off of Boca and, where we came out of, pretty flat. You get down here off of Fort Lauderdale, look at that contour.
This segment is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
We're an hour into our first drop. And every 15 minutes or so, Chip would find bottom. He would drop the bait all the way down to the bottom, reel it up 150 feet because he wanted that bait in this certain zone, right where he thought the fish were. So he says to me, let's make 1 more drop before we pick this whole rig up and reset it for another drift. So finds bottom, drops it down, and he says to me, you know what? I think we just got our first bite. Had a little bite there. First one.
Come on back, baby.
Subtle, God, so subtle. So I'm looking at the rod tip now, and we're questioning whether you got a bite. Now this is subtle, as I said. You don't know. The rod doesn't bend over, it doesn't load up. Sometimes it's a subtle tap. So it's funny. They almost tease these fish up. They drop the bait down to the bottom, they bring it back up a little bit, they drop it down. Now this goes on for a couple minutes.
There it is again, right? Is that
yeah,
good?
I mean, it seems like another bite again. I can't tell.
No, it is. Go ahead, open it up the free spool, drop it back down.
But then one subtle thing happened and the line went slack. Chip said, we have that swordfish on and he's swimming up to the surface with the weight.
It's pretty slack, isn't it? Am I crazy? Is it slack?
You want to get the rod?
Yeah, we're slack. He's on there, dude. He's swimming up with it. Definitely on there. We're on, boys.
All right, so now ultimate chaos ensues. We've been sitting here for an hour waiting for this bite. You think you'd be completely prepared, but we're not. We're running around the boat. We're getting the harpoon set up. We're getting buoys out. We're getting gaffs out. You know, I'm pushing cameramen out of the way. I'm making them get stuff ready. It is absolute chaos.
Look at this fool. You think we're gaining line, but you see it stopping? You hear it running, but you can see him down there. Now he's 1,500 feet down.
So I'm not super confident on this rod. I'm not even sure I still have this fish on. You know, we're switching off. I make Chip come over, confirm that we still have one on. I'm not even sure what to do when the weight comes up. Do I keep reeling? You know, I'm a little nervous about losing this fish. I know it's a big deal that we got this fish on, and I do not want to screw it up.
I mean, it sounds like this thing's working, but I'm telling you, how many pounds of drag on here, Chip?
It's about 15 pounds of drag.
I'm gaining nothing except on the rocks there. It's like,
The line's coming up now and the weight's here. It's 150 feet away from this fish. This is the chance that a lot of times that you lose them. You know, by the time you take that weight off, a lot of times you get some slack in the line. I'm worried that I'm gonna screw something up.
Stop. Swivel the rod, swivel the rod, swivel the rod. Keep going. Keep going, wind right through them lights. You're gonna wind right through them lights.
all right, fish coming up. Keep doing what I'm doing.
Yep. Hold on, slow down. You're good.
Do I stop or keep going?
Keep going, hold on, I need a straight gaff. Straight gaff. Gap him. Anywhere. Nice.
Oh, yeah! Yes! Huh?
What
Yeah,
up
the
with that?
Babo!
All right, okay, I got a little excited. You can make fun of me. You can tell that I'm real. I really was excited about this fish. I don't
First
Back
drop.
that drag off. I don't know where you want to put him with sliding back here. Look how lit up and purple he is.
Oh my God.
Let's get him in there. Yes! That's how we roll.
You can do it in a big boat, but you know what? You can do it in the Triton. Yes!
There's not too many people that have caught him on a flats boat, I would say, or a bay boat, I would say.
So what do you think? Where do you think this one will go?
They'll go right about 100 pounds. Maybe a
First
little bit
drop.
bigger.
Chip.
Unbelievable, you know?
Subtle bite.
You saw it first.
Man, I tell you, these things are powerful.
When we went to go
strong.
drop the bait back, the rod went slack, and I'm like, oh, he's got it, and he was swimming up with it, and sure enough, you know, came tight and got him.
I tell you what, I got the big Yeti on board, but it ain't big enough for this one.
I know.
Chip's boat's actually out here fishing as well. Some buddies. They got a big
Yeti.
cooler, so that's where we're gonna put it.
Slide it on over to my boat.
We're gonna keep fishing.
We're gonna go get another one.
Woo!
There's the bait that he ate.
Look at that.
Perfectly right in the corner of the mouth.
Insane.
Unbelievable. Great fish.
Why this thing can see at 2,000 feet of water, look at that eyeball. That can take in some light. As disgusting as that is, that popped right out when I gaffed him, but incredible.
All in.
We're gonna throw it in his boat. Thank God, you know, Chip's buddy, Nick C, actually from an old episode of ours, is out there. We call him over, we got someplace to keep our fish.
People might notice Nick C there. He did a show with us last year. He's friends with Chip. All forum member friends. Woo!
Sword on the boat.
Yeah!
That's how you catch him.
Good to know people. Thanks, Nick C!
Nick C, you're the best. That's how we roll, baby. That's how we roll in the real time.
That is, right there is why we do it. You can't even explain to the people what the rush you get from something like that. You're out here 20 miles offshore, 1,600 feet of water, purple water, never know what you're gonna catch. These things were a mystery 15 years ago. Man, look at you. You look like you've been in a prize fight rolling around in the mud with that
I'm
thing.
getting that fight any day though, man. That was awesome.
We came down here with the idea of doing a pelagic show, maybe some dolphins, sail, maybe a wahoo or something. You know, and I know this is your passion this time of the year.
Yeah.
You said, let's do it. And you know, you go big or you go broke on something like this. You can come out here all day long and not get a bite. We made the choice, decided to gamble it. We came all the way out here. You know, probably 30 miles from the inlet. First drop, we get one. You are the man.
That was nice.
It is.
so nice when a plan comes together like that. You know, you get out here and get a bite like that.
And it's a slow bite. No other fish have been caught today. His boat yesterday caught one, but you know, today there's not even a bite out here. There's probably 8 or 10 boats around us. We get bit in the bay boat and the Triton does it.
Unbelievable.
We got more to come.
I know. Let's get another one.
This segment brought to you by Yo-Zuri, fish the best.
Call us crazy, but we're gonna reset. Try this again.
One more time.
One more time. First time was a charm. Let's see what happens on the second drop.
But you said this is probably the better time to fish for these swords. This is
Yeah.
what you're doing most of the time. This is where you're
Yeah,
spending
the
time.
October moon's normally the best moon of the year to fish for them. You know, we're 2 days off the full here now. Probably in the next couple of days, they'll start to pick up, you know, biting a little bit better. Normally 4 days before and 4 days after is when it's the best. You know, it used to be, it was all nighttime fishing, and now it seems like it's all daytime fishing.
Yeah, it's really progressed the last, 10 years or so. It really switched over. People realize you don't have to sit out here in the middle of the night.
Yeah, you're shot the whole next day, you know?
And this is mainly what you do daytime.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, it's nice you come out here in the middle of the day, a day like today, and it's like a lake out here, and you can sit out here and calm and do a drift, and to be able to see that fish coming up, incredible, that purple, just how lit up they are. You don't see that at night. I mean, night's cool, but this daytime fishery has gotten a lot more popular.
There's nothing like seeing a swordfish alongside the boat or jump in, you know. They're the most coolest fish, I think, to see in the ocean swimming around, that's for sure.
So we make that second drift and we don't get another bite, and it's slow out here. Nobody's getting bit. We're super excited. We got the one fish in the boat. We have the gear for deep dropping. We said, I talked to Chip. He said, let's run in. We can deep drop, look for some rosies and maybe some tile fish.
Well, we just pushed in from 1,600 to 800. Deep dropping.
Yeah, we're gonna try to catch a couple tile fish and some rosies here. Got some squids and
So we're just gonna chicken rig.
pretty much
this?
chicken rig, yeah.
Soft bottom, muddy bottom type deal.
Yeah, there's a little bit of structure here and there, a couple of the spots, but no, that's it. Just put
Whole
some squids
squid
on.
circle hook.
Yep, we have a white light there. We're ready to go.
Fun fishing.
5-pound lead, send her down.
So the first thing that we're deep dropping for is these rosies, according to Chip. I've never even heard of these things before. I actually had to look it up when I got home, and they're black belly rosefish. They're actually in the scorpion family, scorpion fish, but he says these things are some of the best eating fish in the ocean.
All right, right on the bottom.
Your bit, lock it up and go. Hit the button, hit the button, hit the button, hit the button. All right, put it back down, you missed them.
Wait, it just hit the bottom.
It was going down, your bit again, your bit, go, 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 go.
I get him that time?
I don't know, set it back down.
Set it down?
Did you see the wiggling or am I seeing things? Set it down. You were bit. You were 100% bit the first time. Go ahead, bring it up. See what we got. You got your clock clean either way. When you bring these up, you want real loose drag. Especially when you have a good fish on, big tile, you want it almost to slip on the waves so you don't pull them off. Oh, stop, stop, stop. 2 of them, 2 rosies.
Look at those things.
Cleaned your clock, huh? Those are nice rosies, dude.
Oh,
3 of them. We got a triple. We got a baby
yeah,
down
baby.
here.
These
Got
are
a little
excellent
bit.
eating.
Unbelievable eating, dude.
Look at this. Look at the color. 800 feet of water this thing just came from. Look at I couldn't even, it looks like something
Looks
out
like
of
a
a cartoon.
scorpion fish. See how the points?
Looks like a cartoon character. Like something out of Nemo.
But man, they are good eating fish. I mean,
Is there a
to die
limit
for.
or anything? Or?
No, no limit. Zero limit.
Look at the eyes on them. Look at the color of these fish. I can't wait to try them. Never ate them.
It's what we call grocery getting. We come out here and we get our groceries.
Oh, eat well tonight. So these, type of fish like a muddy bottom. That's what you're looking for?
The tiles like mud more than rosies, really. Rosies are normally near structure. They're structure, a little bit offshore where we're fishing, and they're just inside the structure. But the tiles are what burrow in the mud,
Yeah.
Whether it's a gray tile or a golden tile, they make their own holes, and they live in holes in the bottom and on a muddy bottom there.
Huh? Let's go to the grocery store.
It's going to the grocery store, buddy. The bottom one's a good one. Going to the grocery store.
So we caught a handful of these rosefish. I'm excited now that I can, give these things a taste. We decided to make a move. We're gonna try to get some gray tile fish.
So you want that dragging across the bottom so they come out and eat it out of
Yep.
one of their burrows?
Yep.
No, he's there. He's there.
The little one. He's the little dude.
Yeah.
Baby. It's a
So
gray.
this is a gray tile.
Gray tile. That's a baby gray tile there, yeah.
Look at this stuff that comes off the bottom. Look at that. These are excellent eating, right?
Excellent eating, yeah. Yep.
Seems like anything that comes out of deep water is always good eating.
So we tried to tile fish for a while. We ended up getting one small one, but I'm super excited. I got plenty of meat I know is coming to me, and we're ready to celebrate this swordfish catch.
What do you say, good band playing?
Yeah, there's a good band playing back there at Two Georges. We might as well just get on out of here and get it back at it tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, it's been a great day, so we'll go in, get some dinner,
Yeah.
clean it up, and
Clean the boat up, get
Try it
everything
again?
put away, and try it again tomorrow. Great day today, though.
it doesn't get any better than that.
That's awesome.
So Chip must have been pretty confident this morning because he packed a swordfish flag. I wasn't expecting this. The next thing you know, I got a swordfish flag attached to one of the rods. So getting back inside the inlet, we hooked back up with Nick C. We got our swordfish back onto the Triton, and let me just tell you something. Pulling into Two Georges Marina, we turned some heads with that swordfish hanging on the back of the boat. You know, the great thing about being right here at Two Georges, they have a great restaurant right there. They had a live band going. We had a reason to celebrate. I knew it was gonna get ugly. I tell you what, we got treated like kings at Two Georges. This place hooked us up. They cooked our swordfish family style several different ways. It was absolutely incredible. You know, we had band playing, we had drinks going. It was so much fun. When I saw Chip switch from beer to the fruity drinks, I knew it was inevitable we were gonna end up on the dance floor. You know, what a great trip. From catching the swordfish to partying with the guys, you know, from the deep drop in the sword, I learned so much from Chip. It was unbelievable. You know, this guy knows so much. It was just an honor to fish with him. You know, it was because of his reports that I chose him to fish with. I need your post to continue because I may fish with you next on Real Time, Florida Sportsman. What are we doing with him?
Throw him in the front box.
Sorry,
You ain't gonna
buddy.
make it to the bottom, dude.
You're not gonna make it to the bottom.
I'm gonna sit here and spin in circles and get eaten by a hammerhead. Somebody might as well eat him.